fine. Good afternoon, students. In the last two classes of bridge course, we have discussed different aspects related to vector. We discussed how is a vector looks like, what is its form, what are the types of vectors, and we have discussed different models of problems related to vectors. So, for a change, for today's class and the next coming class, we will discuss a special important part related to physics first year, which is nothing but basics of mechanics. Before going to tell the world what is meant by mechanics, we should know two basic terms. First one is rest, second one is motion. So these are the two terms which we heard throughout the science. So what is meant by rest? See, this is the ground. We are going to take a body which is at point A. At 0th second, the body is at A. After 4 seconds, the body is again at point A, and after 1 hour, the body is again at point A. Then the body is said to be in rest. Means, even time changes, the position of the body is not changing. Such a property of a body is called as rest. In one word, with respect to time, if the position does not change, such a property is called rest. Suppose, in order to explain motion, we are going to take the same body which is at A. At t is equal to 0, the body is at A. At t is equal to 4 seconds, the body comes to a new place B. In the same way, as time is moving on, if the position of the body moves, such a property is called as motion. So, rest means position of the body does not change with the time. Motion means position of the body changes from time to time. If the body is at A, after 4 seconds, it comes to a new position called B. Such a property of the body is called as motion. Then coming to mechanics. Mechanics means study of bodies which are at rest or in motion. The study of bodies which may be in rest or in motion, such branch of physics is going to be called mechanics. So, in one word, mechanics deals about the bodies which are in rest or in motion. So, generally these mechanics is going to be classified into two types. The first one is going to be called kinematics, and the second one is going to be called dynamics. So, mechanics is broadly classified into two types. First one is kinematics and second one is dynamics. What is meant by kinematics means? Kinematics is a branch of mechanics which deals about the motion of bodies but not the cause. This kinematics never tells what is the reason for the body to move from point A to point B. Means, just with a simple example, we will tell it. See, this is the ground. We are going to take a body which is at A. After some time, this body will come to a new position called B. Means, position of the body changed from A to B, but this kinematics will never tell why the body moves from A to B. It just tells the body comes from point A to point B, that's it. But never explains the reason. So, such a branch is going to be called kinematics. Whereas in dynamics, which is a branch of mechanics, which deals about the motion of bodies along with the cause. It tells the cause. Means the same example if you are going to take. See, first of all, we are going to take a body which is at A. Due to some reasons, the body comes to a new position called B. Means the changing the position of the body changes from A to B. And this dynamics can tell the reason why the body moves from A to B. In such a way, kinematics and dynamics, which are the branches of mechanics, tells about the motion of bodies. But kinematics never tells the reason why body moves from A to B. Such a reason can be explained by the branch of mechanics called dynamics, which explains the motion of the bodies along with the reason. That is what we are going to call kinematics and dynamics. So in one word, mechanics completely deals about the rest and motion of a body. These mechanics mainly classified into two branches. One is kinematics, second one is dynamics, where kinematics explains motion of the bodies without the cause, and dynamics explains the motion of the bodies with respect to cause. Means dynamics explains the reason why body moves from A to. Now we are going to give the important terms which we will use in the way of first year or second year questions. The first term which we have to know is nothing but distance and displacement. So we should be well familiar with this terms, distance and displacement. What distance tells, what displacement tells. See, we are going to take a body. This body, which is at A, will have to come to point B. This body will come in such a way, or this body will come in such a way to reach point B. See, there are two different methods for the body A, for the body to move from point A to point B. Then, distance means the total length of the path. The total length of the path. As the body is traveling in its path, if we calculate the total length, it gives distance. Then what is displacement means? Shortest distance. See, here in case number 1 and in case number 2, there are two methods to reach from point A to point B. In case number 1, it is a path where the body made to reach from A to B. Such path is going to be called distance. In case number 2, simply it is the shortest distance to make the body to come from point A to point B. Such a property, which is the shortest distance, is going to be called displacement. So when our questions will be asked in different competitive areas, so always remember the word distance is a scalar quantity, whereas displacement is a vector quantity. Always remember distance is always positive, but displacement may be positive, negative, or even zero. So these are the important things which we have to know in the basic concepts called distance and displacement. So in one word, distance means length of the path traveled by a body is called distance, whereas displacement means shortest distance made by a body is going to be called displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector, and always distance should be positive. It is always positive, whereas displacement may be positive, negative, and zero. So these are the things which we have to know from the basic topics called distance and displacement. Now coming to the second terms, which we are going to call it as speed and velocity. So just now we discussed about distance and displacement. And we discussed that distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Now coming to two important basics in mechanics, which we are going to call speed and velocity. In one word, how can we compare speed is nothing but distance by time. Whereas velocity, we can write it as displacement by time. In such a way, we can define it. In physics, whenever we are going to write time in the denominator, see, if this is numerator and this is denominator, if we are going to write time in the denominator, you should call it as rate. We should call it as a rate. Suppose if you are going to write length, breadth, height, distance, displacement. So if you are going to write length, breadth, height or distance or displacement in the denominator, you should call it as gradient. We should call such words as gradients. So whenever we are going to indicate time in the denominator, you should call it as rate. Whenever we indicate length, breadth, height, distance or displacement in the denominator, we should call it as gradient. So just by knowing these terms, we can define the basic concepts of mechanics easily. See the word speed, which carries distance by time. As it is time in the denominator, we are going to call rate of. So rate of distance is called speed, whereas here rate of displacement is called velocity. In such a simple words, we can define speed and velocity. And just to be discussed, distance is a scalar. If distance is a scalar, automatically speed is also a scalar. Displacement is a vector quantity. If displacement is a vector, automatically velocity, which depends on displacement, is also a vector. So based on distance, we can define whether speed is a scalar or a vector. And we also know distance is always positive. Being distance which is positive always, automatically speed is also positive always. Whereas here, velocity is equal to displacement by time. Being displacement which may be positive, negative or even zero. So this velocity may be positive, negative or even zero. In such a way, by using the basic terms in mechanics, we can completely determine the branches of mechanics very easily. For that sake, we have to know the two basic terms, distance and displacement. Where distance is nothing but the length of the pathway, displacement is nothing but the shortest distance. Always remember, distance is a scalar which is always positive. Displacement is a vector which may be positive, negative or even zero. So these are the things which you can define speed and velocity with respect to distance and displacement. Now coming to a new word, what we are going to call acceleration, generally indicated by A. Acceleration can be defined as velocity by time. Acceleration can be defined as velocity by time. Just to be defined, whenever we take time in the denominator, you should call it as rate. So, rate of change in velocity is called as acceleration. Rate of change in velocity is called as acceleration. And always remember, generally in the bikes, we use the word accelerator. It is not accelerator, it is accelerator. Accelerator means just by increasing the speeds, we are going to accelerate. So that is going to be called accelerator. In our common language, we simply call it as accelerator. But the exact word is accelerator, which is used to increase the velocities of the vehicles. So, in such a way, we can define the entire branch of mechanics using the words distance and displacement. Before going to the next part, finally, I would like to tell the units of all these physical quantities. During Britishers' time, To calculate the unit of anything, they introduced a system called FPS. And later, it was transformed as CGS. And now, we are going to use MKS. So, these are the three different systems of units. Why? In order to tell something, it requires a unit. If I want to ask how much height you are, means you should not tell 5, you should not tell 5 meters or 5 centimeters. It is a 5 centimeter thing. It is a 6 kg weight. It is a 7 newtons force. It is a 8 meter cube volume substance. Means without units we cannot express any physical quantity. So for that sake, unit is important for any type of physical quantity. For that sake, we are going to use these three things. All the first things, all the first terms in FPS, in CGS, in MKS indicates length. All the second terms in this terms indicates mass. And all the third terms indicates time. So to express any physical quantity, we have to require length or mass or even time. So based on these three fundamental physical quantities, which are length, mass and time, the units are classified into three types. The first one is FPS, second one is CGS, third one is MKS. So time, already we know, time is always measured in seconds. So here S indicates seconds. And you know mass. Mass is measured in kgs or in grams. During British's rule, it is going to be measured in terms of pounds. So this P indicates pound. This G indicates gram, whereas this K indicates kilogram. So P indicates pound, G indicates gram, and K indicates kilogram. And finally, length, which may be measured in centimeters or meters, and this length is going to be called foot. So length can be measured either in foot or in centimeters or in meters. In such a way, we can define the system of units to express any physical quantity in terms of length, mass or time. So, to express any physical quantity, a unit is required. Those units are of three types. First one is FPS, where F indicates foot, P indicates pound, S indicates second. CGS, centimeter, gram, second. MKS, meter, kilogram, second. So, if I want to tell the CGS unit of distance, CGS, distance is nothing but length. See, length in CGS measured in centimeters. So, the CGS unit of distance is going to be taken as centimeter. So, see, distance of CGS unit is centimeter, and if you take MKS unit, MKS, it is measured in meters. So, we have to write meter. Displacement. Displacement is nothing but shortest distance. It is also distance. So, displacement will also have the same units. CGS in centimeter, MKS in meters. So, distance, length, girth, height, distance, displacement. All these physical quantities which indicates length or the part have the unit CGS as a centimeter and MKS as a meter. So in such a way, we can define distance and displacement units. Now coming to speed and velocity. So we have to write its CGS unit and MKS unit. See, distance in CGS, it is measured in centimeter. So centimeter, Celsius is centimeter per time. In time, in Celsius it is measured in seconds. So centimeter per second. If you take UKS system, distance in MKS is measured in meter. So we can write it as meter per second. So whenever you are going to do problems on speed or velocity, you should mention the units. Units are very, very important while doing problems. If you want to get the answer, 24 meter per second. But if you get the answer of 23 meter per second, you will be given marks. But even though you got the answer 24, but instead of meter per second, if you write meter per second square, it will be straight off. So that is the importance of units to express any physical quantity. So here also velocity, which is displacement by time. Displacement is also length, which is measured in centimeter, and time in second, centimeter per second. Whereas MKS, which is nothing but meter per second. So in such a way, speed and velocity will have the same units called centimeter per second, and MKS, which is meter per second. And finally coming to the term called acceleration, which is nothing but velocity by time. Just now we discussed Celsius unit of acceleration. How can we define it? It is nothing but velocity by time. Just now we discussed velocity unit is centimeter per second. Time is in seconds. So Celsius unit becomes centimeter per second square. Whereas MKS unit becomes, just now we discussed, for velocity it will be meter per second, and time is measured in seconds, so it becomes meter per second square. In such a way, by knowing the terms of distance and displacement, we will be able to calculate units of any type of physical quantities. So in one word, distance and displacement will be measured in centimeter and meter, whereas speed and velocity will be measured in centimeter per second and meter per second. And finally, the word which we call acceleration is measured in centimeter per second square and meter per second square. So these are the units which we have to know while writing or while doing any problems related to distance to acceleration. So this is the first branch of mechanics, where we completely deal with all the basic terms called rest, motion, mechanics, kinematics, dynamics, distance, displacement, speed, velocity and acceleration. Now coming to the second branch of mechanics, where we discuss about few terms, nothing but force. Force means, if my left hand palm is a ground, on this ground I am going to take this duster and I am going to assume this duster as a body. Now, after 10 seconds, the body is at rest. After 20 seconds, the body is at rest. So, in order to make or to change the state of rest into motion, means it should move. In order to change its state, we have to apply some parameter that is nothing but called as force. So force is the property acting on a body to change its state, either from rest to motion or from motion to rest. That is what we are going to call force. So force means, just see, this is the ground. We are going to take a body which is in rest. After 1 hour also it will be in the same position only. So what we are going to do, we are going to apply some force. Whenever you apply some force, the body from rest converts it starts moving, then the body comes into motion. Such a property which changes the state of a body is going to be called as force. So, this is the first term which we have to know, and I want to tell one more point. Force is measured in Celsius unit is going to be taken as dyne, and MKS unit of force is going to be given as Newton. So, Celsius unit is dyne, MKS unit is Newton. While doing any competitive era, we should change dynes into newtons in case of problems. So, be careful of the relation 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dynes. 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dynes. Whenever any problem is given in a Celsius system, you should convert the Celsius system into MKS system. So, in such a way, force, which is a property which changes the state of a body, whose Celsius unit is dyne and MKS unit is Newton. Be careful of the relation 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dynes. And one more term which we want to discuss in mechanics is nothing but momentum, which is indicated by small p. See, capital P indicates a point, small p indicates momentum. So, be careful of the terms capital P and small p. Capital P indicates a point, whereas small p indicates momentum. Whenever you heard the word momentum, you should indicate with a small letter p, which is nothing but p is equal to m into v. M indicates mass, V indicates velocity. So, how can we define momentum? Means momentum is nothing but product of mass and velocity of a body. So, the product of mass and velocity of a body is going to be called momentum, whose units are, if you look at the Celsius and MKS unit, this mass, which is measured in grams, already we discussed now, in terms of Celsius system. See, this is the Celsius system where mass is measured in grams. G indicates grams and V indicates velocity, just to be discussed, whose unit is centimeter per second. Whereas in MKS system, just see, M means mass. In MKS system, we will measure mass in terms of kilogram. So, the unit becomes kilogram into, for velocity we discussed now, the term is meter per second. So, in one word, momentum is nothing but product of mass and velocity, where the Celsius unit is grams centimeter per second and its MKS unit is kg meter per second. So, these are the few basic terms which we will discuss in the concept called mechanics, where we discuss whether the body is in rest or in motion. In order to change the body's position from rest to motion, we apply a parameter called force. And finally, we discussed about momentum, where product of mass and velocity produce momentum. So, in the next class, we discuss some more basic terms related to mechanics, and we will deal with the problems how to solve in mechanics.